In this video, we will talk about what it really means to live a slave life. A life where a person has no control over their own choices, freedom, or happiness, and is instead bound to follow someone else's commands. Slavery is not just about physical chains, it's about losing your voice, your rights, and your identity. Today, we will be watching some viral TikTok reactions where people express their thought on what living slave life means in today's world, each in their own unique way. Let's dive in and see how people interrupt the harsh reality of modern day slave life.
Okay, do my eyebrows with me while I talk about all the different ways I've made money throughout my life. Okay, the first time I ever remember making money was I babysitted for my sister's kids, and I did it in the summer, and I would literally watch them all day, and I probably got compensated like $4 an hour, but like I got to spend time with my family, and she didn't even really need to pay me, so whatever. And then the second is I started a slime business in middle school, and it didn't last very long. And I remember one day I made like a ton of money in my mind, which I feel like it was like $60, $100, but who knows? I can't really remember, but I left it in my backpack and it got stolen, and then I retired. Next, this was like my sophomore, freshman year of high school. This was my first like real job. I worked at a cafe, and I did like a lot of different things there. I did prep, front of house, like expo, drive through. I love that job. I got paid like $8 an hour plus tips, and it averaged out to be like $18 to $20 an hour most days, and I worked full time because I didn't go to school at that point. 10 out of 10. It was a really good first job. That place closed down, so then my next job I got at Cracker Barrel, and what I'll say about that is the hours are really good if you're in high school because they'll let you work from like 5 to 9, and they're very, very flexible like on like when you can work and taking days off and stuff. Like that was the best job I've ever had for that type of thing. But like during the slow season, like during the winter, it'll be like some days you'll literally make $20 to $30 in a shift, and it's really just hard, and it's very high volume, and so like it's kind of just stressful. But in total I've done that for like 2 years, so it's like honestly it's the best like quick money I've ever had. I also had a short stint at this like barbecue place, and I was just like a cashier, and there were still tips, but like I hated that job. It was terrible. Next, I worked at a bowling alley as a party hostess, and that was probably my least favorite job I ever had. I got paid minimum wage, and I also made tips, but I only had like 3 parties a night, so if a party didn't tip me, like I made like $30 and then got taxed on it. Like, and most people do not tip their party hostess. And then I also worked at a truck stop, and I made like $17.50 an hour there, and I worked like after school, and honestly that was one of my like favorite jobs because I worked nights most of the time, and it wasn't very busy, and I got a lot of like my schoolwork there done. I did a lot of like of my college scholarships there and everything, and I feel like I was well compensated for like the amount of work that it was. And also that job was in Franklin, which was like an hour from my house, so a lot of the times after my shift I would DoorDash because it was in like a busy area, and honestly that was nice because I like to drive, and it's just kind of fun for me. It wasn't like the best compensation, but like it was nice, just like if I wanted to I can make a little bit extra money. But I really would only DoorDash if you are in or live in a really busy area, because I tried it in different places like Columbia, and like it just did not hit, and like it just wasn't busy enough for it to be worth it. And then I also just got a job at my school which pays $15 an hour, and it's honestly like really broken up, so like I have to like go to class, make the lessons, do the sessions, and so like it kind of makes it feel like more work than it actually is because it's just like there's a couple hours every single day. But I haven't done it for long, but so far I kind of like it. And then I also just started doing online tutoring, which I don't get paid hourly for. I get a stipend. And so, but like when I did the math, it averaged out to be about $20 an hour. So, and it's just literally over Zoom, so I can do it anywhere, and I gotta pick my own hours-ish. So it's just like a little bit of extra money. And that's with Teach for America, if anyone wants to apply. And also, I worked when my dad had a business. I worked for him as a dispatcher, and honestly, I got paid pretty well, and the hours were really long because, you know, summer, air conditioning, and I don't really recommend working with family ever. I love my family, but like, it gets so personal, and I feel like the expectation is always just way higher. That's why I hate when people are like, oh, you work for your family, but like, whenever I work for a corporation, like, bare minimum, when you work for your family, like, there's like no like go sitting in the bathroom on your phone for 15 minutes, like, no. And then I also make some money from TikTok, which my favorite form of income because it's just like fun to, like, it's not stressful at all to make, but I don't make that much money from it. Like, I probably make like $300-400 a month, but I feel like that's all the ways that I've made money, but that's how I'm paying my way through college. And also, I guess, like, scholarship essays, I've won like $10,000 from those, so it's kind of a source of income, I guess.
Bro, it's sad to say that 99% of people are going to have to work until they die, G. And it's really quite fucking annoying when you think about that damn near every single job, not even damn near, every fucking job is set up to make people retire at least 60, 70 years old. Bitch, we not even guaranteed to live that fucking long. So it's really fucking irritating when all these jobs don't see the problem with making people literally work out their lives just to barely get by, because a lot of people don't really think about it, but they give you just enough to get by, just enough to pay your bills, but never enough to get ahead. And don't motherfuckers don't complain because they don't see the problem in that shit. But you got all these rich motherfuckers sitting on their ass wanting to pay people the bare minimum. How is it 2025 and you still got jobs out here paying 15, 16 an hour, playing that motherfucker's face? Bitch, that's not a fucking enough. And then you got people out here working 80 to 100 plus hours, all the hard working motherfuckers out here, and they still can't even do what the fuck they want to do because they have just enough just to survive in this fucking world, bro. And then you got all these fucking people having to work 2 and 3 fucking jobs just to get by. You can never get ahead because guess what? Everything keeps fucking going up. The cost of living keeps going up. Fucking taxes keep going up. But the pay fucking don't. It's quite fucking annoying when they plan in your face when you actually aware that they just do just enough just to make you live okay, but they don't really want to see you win. Because
I'm really starting to think that whole career thing, it's not for everyone. I think it's a form of like slavery. For real. They tell us to get this career and, you know, and you're gonna love it. I know so many people who was in a career for 20 years and then decided, I want to change my career. I want to do something else. I want to start a business. Or fuck this mundane ass 9-to-5 bullshit and actually live off the earth. Yeah. Because this whole getting up every morning to make $1 to spend it just to survive, it's giving modern day slave. It's giving modern day slave. Yeah, I don't think this career thing is real. It's real. I think they brainwash you to, hey, you gotta be a part of society, and being a part of society, you have to have a career. I am a multifaceted person. I love different kind of things. I'm interested in all kinds of things. I love the fact that I was a medical assistant. I was a security guard. I was a home health aide. I was a tutor. Self-taught loctician, jewelry maker, t-shirt business maker. I was designing t-shirts. Like, I have multiple talents and skills, but I'm forced to do this good old 9-to-5 that is blah. A lot of people, you know what I'm talking about, blah. At the same time, we have to be appreciative of that said job, because otherwise, how are you going to pay your bills? How are you going to survive? The government gaslit us into believing that we needed a job, we needed a career to provide for ourselves. Man, if we lowered our expenses, I mean, tremendously lowered them, we wouldn't have to have this big lucrative job that's bringing in all this income. Why would you need all that income for the expenses? Now imagine if you didn't have all them damn expenses. I don't know. I want something different. I want to land, and I want to learn to live off the land. I think that's what I want to do. Now again, I don't know. Maybe I'll do it and then I'm like, I kind of like the city life. But then it's like, once you're waking up more and more, you just see that this is all bullshit. And I want to get to a place of stillness and peace, serenity, boredom. Be okay being bored. I want to be okay being bored. I want to be okay having nothing to do. I go literally insane when I'm sitting here like, what should I be doing? Like, I don't like that feeling.
So after watching these reactions, it's clear that the idea of a slave life is not just history. For many, it's still a reality in different forms, but the real question is, how do we escape it? The answer starts with awareness, knowing your worth, standing up for your rights, and not letting anyone control your mind or choice. Whether it's toxic relationships, unfair work conditions, or social pressure, breaking free beings with self respect and the courage to say no. If you felt something from the video, do not forget to like, share, and comment your thoughts, because freedom starts with conversation. Thanks for watching.